What got you into wheelchair basketball? How did you get here?
When I was 13, when I was freshman in high school, I started playing for Bennett Blazers, which is a team out of Baltimore, Maryland. So I played with them all through juniors, and then I got recruited when I was in high school to go to college at University of Arizona, where I went to school for 8 years and competed with them. And then back in 2010, I got my first opportunity to try out for the USA team, and eventually made the team in 2012 for my first Paralympics in London, and then have been on the national team ever since.
2012, you came close to getting the bronze, finished fourth. Can you talk about that experience? With it being your first games and the hunger of going back for another games in 16.
Yeah. So in 2012, we fell a little short. We wanted to finish with a medal and ended up finishing fourth place, which is probably the roughest place to finish because you're right there, but you don't get to bring anything home. And we went into that games expecting to bring home a medal. We, unfortunately, in the semifinal game had a really tough loss to Australia, and then we just couldn't bounce back in the bronze medal game and ended up losing that game. And I think that loss just has kind of fueled everyone that was on that squad for the next 4 years to train harder, because we know how devastating that was, and we don't ever want to be in that position again, to not see our flag raised above the podium stands.
This year, you guys have had a lot of international competition, and you can really see the team has gelled and become a family. What has attributed to that?
I think everyone just being willing to work for each other. This team's very unselfish, and we want each other to succeed just as much as we want ourselves to succeed. So I think just the team being willing to work with one another and putting each other in positions to be successful is what's led to our success on the court.
What is your biggest piece that you contribute to part of the team?
I bring a lot of speed and intensity on defense, and just my defensive skills and pressing ability. I think that's probably the one thing that we were missing in the past, is we didn't have very many lineups, and this year we've been able to kind of use everyone and put everyone in positions where it's played to their strengths, and my strength being pressing and speed, and so it's allowed us to have a pressing lineup that's been pretty successful for us this year.
When you look at the team overall, everybody has an advanced degree of some nature. You're a pharmacist by trade. How is it managing your professional life and chasing your Paralympic dreams?
It's very difficult. I mean, I flew into this training camp late because I had to work yesterday. But it's one of those things, you know what you want at the end of the summer, and that's a gold medal. So you're willing to sacrifice, if it means getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go work out, that's what it means, and that's just what you do, because in Rio, I don't want to not have a medal hanging around my neck. So.
Walk us through your everyday, from the time you get up till the time you go to bed. Workouts, work, are you doing any basketball training? What does the typical Jennifer Poist day look like?
A typical day for me right now is very long. I normally go work out before I go to work, which means getting up at about 4:15 in the morning, be in the gym by 5, so I can be done my workout by 7, and then shower and get ready and go to work from 8. Normally work 12-hour days, so it's an 8 to 8 day, and then I get home at 8 o'clock at night, time to eat dinner and rest up a little bit, and then go to bed and do it all over the next day.
So when you started playing junior ball, let's talk about the family support mechanism of mom and dad. And everybody has talked about that support mechanism in their career. And did that play just a big role for you too?
Yeah, so when I started playing basketball when I was in high school, I was 13 at the time, so I obviously didn't drive. So my mom had to pretty much give up all her weekends to drive me back and forth to practice. I lived about an hour and a half away from where Bennett Blazers practiced, so she would have to drive me down there. She'd go run some errands while I was practicing and then pick me up at the end of the day. So she gave up pretty much her whole entire weekend to make sure that I had the opportunity to get to practice and to work out with the team.